First we have to include library name IOStream. Why include IOStream? This class inherits all members from its two parent classes AStream and AWStream, thus being able to perform both input and output operations. The class relies on a single streamBuf object for both the input and output operations. Now let's start with main function. Okay, now let's see what we have done in these lines. First we started our main function, after that we ask user to enter size of list. To handle that input we used in-type variable name irsts. Irsts will store user list size, so we can further perform actions using it. Please note that all variables we will declare are global so anyone can access them. After list size we just created a new int-type variable name r, which is a pointer type, when is equal to the new int-type list size. After that we take another int-type global variable, to store above declare list and list size so we can perform actions on them using this r variable. Okay, now let's talk about our first function named displayArray. We created this function because we need to view our list array again and again in any process, so we created a function to do that. So when we want to display list elements, we just need to call our displayArray function and our elements will get print there. In this we taking some value in data variable. In that we will pass the our list array size, so that for loop start from 0 go to less than equal to the size of list array. So no extra element or garbage value get print. Now here first we just inserting values to our list, so that it contains some real values instead of garbage value. To inserting values we using for loop through which it started from index 0, go to the array list size. All input elements from user will get stored in list at their particular position denoted by I. After that we prompt user, if he want to see input data or not. If user input Y, then we call our previous delayer function named displayArray, in which we passed our array list size. After that it prompt user, do it want to perform any operation action on supplied data? If user input Y, then it call function named prepactions, which we will create soon. Else it get out from loop and end program. If user also don't want to see input data, he can just press N so it direct then call prepactions function and user can continue its way. Now we are making our final function named pop actions. In this function we are using switch case to perform different actions. 1 for insert, 2 for delete, 3 for search, 4 for sort in ascending order, 5 for sort in descending order and 6 for exit program. We created one new variable named selection, which will store input from user after that match with cases. Now let's talk about how we can insert any element in list at any position. We want it to work, like if we want to insert any element at say index 2, then all the elements further from index 2 move on one block, so that we replace index 2 without new data. Here we show it graphically. Now let's start with the implementation of this login program. First we take input from user, at which index user want to replace data. We store that user input in variable name pos to insert. After that we checking the inserted value with our array size. If enter position is larger from array size, then it give error and prompt to restart process. Else it will prompt for new data, to insert at position to insert. Data to insert we storing in variable name ili to insert. Now our main logic. We use for loop to start from list array size -1 value with condition I greater from position, to insert then I decrements by 1. In all this loop it will shift list element denoted with index I equal to array element denoted by index I-1. When all this shifting gets end, we just simply insert data at that position. After that, as all elements shifted one space, it mean our array size also increase by 1. So we set our array size +1, so that now we pass it for display array function it show up to last element. After all this process you get prompt for get back to action menu. Now let's talk about case 2. In deletion process we just need to know index, which user want to delete. After that element will get removed, and all the elements are moved one block towards left of their position, as shown in block diagram. Now first we display the current elements in our list array so that user can pick easily which value he want to remove. After that the index entered by user we store a new variable named pos2del. Then we check position to delete with array size. If position to delete is less from array size, then it get to for loop to remove value. In for loop we start loop from position, which user want to delete, set condition less than array size, I increment by 1. In this loop all array values represent by their index I get moves towards left. After all this process now last element of array list have garbage value, and using extra space so now we just -1 the size of array list. Now after getting passed to display a function it now only show index which have values. After doing all this process it again asks you for get back to action menu.